All right, so today I'm going to show you how to add a client who may come into the household after the original client has already been put into the system and given an entry. So, for instance, someone is in your project and they give birth to a child, or they get married, or another child comes into the household who maybe someone else had custody of that child, and then now they're coming into your client's household. So anyway, you're adding a new client to an already existing household and actually putting them in the project that they're already in your particular program. All right, so here we have a client who has been in the Crossroads program since May 17th of 2022. And so let's just say this particular client gave birth to a child, and we want to add that child to the project. So to do that, you will start by going to the Households tab, and then after that you will select Manage Household, and then after that you would select Add Delete Household Members. And right here you will add clients to the new household. This looks very similar to what it looks like when you're adding a family member to a household when they're all entering the project at the same time. So much like that. And so what you would do at this time is search for that client. Now obviously if it's a newborn baby, you know that this client is new and has never been in the system before. But if it's a returning child, they may already be in the system, and in that case you would just search for that client before you even go into any of this. Get their ID number, and then you would just put that client ID number right here because that client is already existing. Or if it's a new spouse or something and they already had an entry into the system with a client ID, you would find that client ID prior to this step. All right, so let's say this baby's name is Tiny. We got a full name reported, and we will just give a fake social security number. And of course they are not a military vet. We'll do search. Of course there are no matches, but if you weren't sure if the client was in the system because they weren't a newborn baby, you would check to see if anything comes up down here under client results, and then you would add client with this information, and that client will fall down under selected clients, and you'll just press continue from here. And so the client should now appear in the list of current household members here. And so you would select the relationship to head of household. Let's say this is a son. Now, of course, if you needed to backdate, we're doing this as if the client was the baby was just born today. But of course, if you're entering data after the fact, then you would have already backdated, and then just make sure that that date matches that backdate date. Okay. All right. So after we choose the proper relationship, we're just going to scroll down and save and exit. And then we're going to go to the entry exit tab, where you can already see that entry into the project here. And then we are going to click that pencil next to the project start date. And then we will include additional household members. And we will press the child's name that we just created. and then we will click save and continue. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to change the project start date, because of course the baby was just born, so we want to make sure that we change that date. And so to do that, we want to make sure that we take off the original client or clients if there were more people who were in the household on 5/17, if they all entered at the same time, because if we don't, then we're going to change the project start date for that original person, and we don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and change the project start date. Again, we're just saying that the baby was born today. I think today is the 10th. Yes, 11/10. All right, so again, that just changes the new child. If there were more children, then of course you would have made sure that those names were selected as well. But again, the original person, remember to uncheck them, because if not, then you would have, if I had not deselected that name, then that person would have had a project start date of 11/10/22 as well, and we don't want that. Okay. All right, and then pretty much what you would do is click on that child's name and then just enter all of this identifying information. Of course, for children, you only have to go to length of stay in previous place, and you don't have to enter anything else after that. Probably won't let me save without choosing a relationship, so I'll do that, and I'll save and exit. And I just didn't answer all of those questions because this is just for training purposes. But of course, if you were doing something in the live site, you would answer all of those necessary data quality questions. All right, so the first thing you want to do after you get back to this screen is check to make sure the client count reads right. It no longer says 1, but it says 2. And if you click on it, you can see the 2 people within that household. So of course, if you had more people, you want to make sure the client count matches the total number of people you know to be true for that project. All right. And that is it. Any questions about this or any other HMIS issues, feel free to give me a call. Thank you.